You believe you're making a healthy choice by swapping sugar for sweeteners, but what if you are actually slowly poisoning your body without realizing it? Today we will reveal 21 shocking truths about these chemical compounds that can destroy your gut and even alter your DNA, obscure facts that the food industry tries to hide at all costs. Before we unmask this sweet deception and protect your health, go ahead and hit the like button so this vital alert reaches more people. Number 1. Aspartame, linked to headaches and, possibly, cancer. Aspartame is perhaps the most controversial villain on this list, being the target of constant scientific debates regarding its neurological safety and cellular integrity. Recently classified by international bodies as possibly carcinogenic, it is frequently associated with reports of chronic headaches and adverse reactions in the central nervous system. By consuming diet sodas and products, you might be introducing an unstable compound that, when metabolized, releases toxic byproducts, creating an unnecessary and dangerous risk for those just looking to cut a few calories. Number 2. Sucralose alters DNA and reduces good gut bacteria. Sucralose, often sold as a safe alternative because it is derived from sugar, undergoes an aggressive chemical process that adds chlorine atoms to its molecular structure. Recent and alarming studies indicate that it has genotoxic potential, meaning it is capable of causing real damage to your DNA, in addition to decimating the beneficial bacteria in your intestine. By destroying your essential microbiota, it weakens your immune and digestive barrier, proving that the price of 0 calories may unfortunately be charged to your genetic health. Number 3. Saccharin, old studies linked it to cancer in rats. Saccharin carries a heavy historical stigma, being the first artificial sweetener to raise red flags about long-term food safety. Studies conducted in the 70s linked high-dose consumption of this substance to the development of bladder cancer in lab rats, generating widespread panic. Although science has evolved, doubt persists in the minds of many experts regarding the cumulative effects of ingesting a petroleum derivative that the body cannot process as real food. Number 4. Increased craving for sweets. There is a cruel trap in consuming sweeteners. They fool your palate, but they cannot trick your brain chemistry for long. When you taste sweetness, your body prepares its metabolism to receive energy, but since the calories never arrive, the brain goes into alert mode and demands that energy later. The result is a devastating rebound effect, drastically increasing your anxiety and compulsion for real sweets and carbohydrates, completely sabotaging your diet. Number 5. Severe intestinal dysbiosis. The regular consumption of artificial sweeteners acts as a true poison to the delicate ecosystem living inside your digestive system. These chemical substances are not recognized as food, altering the pH and composition of the gut flora, favoring the growth of pathogenic bacteria to the detriment of healthy ones. This condition, known as dysbiosis, not only affects digestion but is linked to systemic inflammation, skin problems, and even mood swings, showing that the gut is the second brain. Number 6. Glucose intolerance. It is a bitter irony. People who use sweeteners to avoid diabetes may actually be walking toward insulin resistance. Research shows that the alteration in gut microbiota caused by these chemicals can modify how your body processes blood sugar. This means that, even without ingesting glucose directly, the continuous use of artificial sweeteners can lead your organism to develop a state of prediabetes, making your metabolism slow and inefficient. Number 7. Bloating and gas. Many fit products are sweetened with sugar alcohols, such as xylitol, sorbitol, and maltitol, which the human body cannot completely digest in the small intestine. When these compounds reach the large intestine, they undergo a process of intense fermentation by local bacteria, generating excessive gas production. The visual and physical result is uncomfortable abdominal bloating, cramps, and distension, making you feel stuffed even after eating very little, a terrible sensation of inflammation. Number 8. Laxative effect. Besides gaseous fermentation, polyols possess an osmotic characteristic, which means they pull water from cells into the intestine. If consumed in excess, or by more sensitive people, this attraction of liquids transforms the stool into something liquid and uncontrollable, resulting in explosive diarrhea. Many labels on sugar-free candies and chewing gums carry this warning in fine print, but most people only discover this humiliating side effect in the worst possible way. Number 9. Weight gain. The biggest paradox of the diet industry is that, statistically, people who consume more zero products tend to have a higher body mass index and difficulty losing weight. This occurs because the sweetener deregulates satiety mechanisms, keeping the body in a constant state of hunger and search for food reward. Believing they saved calories on the drink, the individual unconsciously compensates by eating more at meals, resulting in progressive weight gain instead of the promised weight loss. Number 10. Residual metallic taste. Anyone who has tasted pure artificial sweetener knows well that strange and persistent sensation that stays in the mouth, very different from the natural sweetness of sugar or fruit. This metallic or bitter aftertaste is a clear sign that your taste buds are coming into contact with a potent synthetic chemical structure. The industry tries to mask this flavor by mixing various types of sweeteners, but your palate perceives the artificiality, which often ruins the pleasure of the meal and leaves an unpleasant sensory memory. Number 11. Acesulfame K. Acesulfame K is frequently mixed with other sweeteners to mask the taste, but it hides a frightening industrial secret, the use of methylene chloride in its manufacturing. This solvent, historically used in paint strippers and varnishes, is classified as a potential carcinogen and can leave microscopic residues that you ingest without knowing. Prolonged exposure to this type of chemical overburdens your filtration organs and exposes your cells to unnecessary risks, proving that the chemistry behind the sweet taste can be much dirtier than the packaging suggests. Number 12. Zero soda makes you gain just as much weight as regular soda. The biggest marketing lie is that diet soda is neutral for your weight, but hormonal reality tells a very different and worrying story. The intense sweet flavor triggers the release of insulin by the pancreas, the hormone responsible for storing fat, even in the absence of real sugar in the blood. This insulin spike blocks fat burning and puts your body into storage mode, causing zero calories to have a metabolic fattening impact similar to the sugary version, frustrating any weight loss attempt. Number 13. Increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Robust epidemiological studies show a direct and alarming correlation between daily consumption of diet beverages and an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. By repeatedly confusing the pancreas with false signals of energy intake, the metabolic system wears out, and cells can become insulin resistant over time. It is a vicious cycle where the attempt to avoid sugar to prevent the disease ends up accelerating the very pathological process you fear so much, creating a disastrous health scenario. Number 14. Hinders fat loss. If you are at the gym and dieting, but the scale won't move, sweeteners might be the invisible anchor holding back all your physical progress. By keeping basal insulin levels elevated due to sweet taste stimulation, they create a physiological environment where it is almost impossible to burn fat efficiently. Your body gets stuck in a state of lipolysis block, where stored fat remains untouchable, transforming your effort in workouts into pure frustration because of a chemical additive. Number 15. Addiction to supersweet flavor. Artificial sweeteners are hundreds of times sweeter than natural sugar, bombarding your taste buds with an intensity nature never created. This addicts your palate to an extreme level of sweetness, making real fruits and healthy foods seem bland, tasteless, or even bad. You end up developing a dependent, childish palate, incapable of appreciating subtle flavors, which perpetuates the cycle of craving ultra-processed and hyperpalatable products, driving you away from real food. Number 16. Headaches and migraines. For those suffering from migraines, sweetener consumption, especially aspartame and sucralose, can be the hidden trigger that sets off painful and incapacitating attacks. These substances can act as excitotoxins in the brains of sensitive people, overstimulating neurons and abruptly altering brain chemistry. Many people survive on strong painkillers without realizing that the root cause of the problem lies in the sweetened coffee or diet soda they innocently consume every day. Number 17. Dizziness and blurred vision. Reports of sudden dizziness, vertigo, and blurred vision are frighteningly common among heavy consumers of diet products, suggesting slow neurological intoxication. When aspartame breaks down in the body, it can release methanol, which converts into formaldehyde, a toxin that directly attacks the optic nerve and the central nervous system. These symptoms are often ignored or confused with stress, but they can be signs that your body is struggling to eliminate neurotoxic compounds that should never have been ingested. Number 18. Genetically modified ingredients. The origin of most sweeteners, such as corn syrups and derivatives used to create the base of these substances, almost always comes from genetically modified crops. This means you are ingesting compounds created in a lab, designed to withstand heavy pesticides, carrying a load of biological uncertainty. By consuming these products, you not only ingest the chemistry of the sweetener but also finance an industry that alters food genetics and saturates the environment with pesticides. Number 19. Toxic metabolites in the liver. Your liver is the body's vital filter, and it is forced to work overtime to try to process and eliminate these synthetic substances completely foreign to human biology. The accumulation of toxic metabolites resulting from the breakdown of these sweeteners can cause hepatic oxidative stress and silent inflammation in the organ. Over time, this constant overload can compromise the liver's ability to detoxify the organism from other real threats, leaving your internal cleaning metabolism congested. Number 20. Does not satisfy hunger. The promise of 0 calories fails miserably at a crucial point, real satiety, which depends on nutrients and an adequate hormonal response that the sweetener does not provide. The chemical product does not release satisfaction hormones, like leptin, in the same way real food would, leaving a persistent void in the stomach and mind. You finish drinking or eating something diet and, minutes later, feel that urgent need to chew something substantial, proving that tricking the body is a flawed strategy. Number 21. Present in medicines, toothpastes, and vitamins without you knowing. The most disturbing fact is that, even if you decide to cut sweeteners from your diet, you are likely still consuming them unknowingly in hygiene and health products. They are hidden in toothpastes, mouthwashes, chewable vitamins, and even cough syrups and medicines used to mask the bitter taste of pharmaceuticals. This involuntary and continuous exposure creates a cumulative effect in your organism, making it almost impossible to completely escape this chemical invasion unless you read every label with a magnifying glass. Final thoughts. The truth about sweeteners is bitter and reveals that seeking the easy shortcut can cost your health and longevity dearly. Now that you know these compounds can be as harmful as or even more harmful than sugar itself, causing everything from intestinal dysbiosis to metabolic confusion, it is time to rethink your choices and go back to real food. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe to the channel for more vital health alerts, and leave a like to support our work.